All right, good morning everybody. I am incredibly excited to be here today with Tim Silvers, the Chief Executive of the Adelaide Crows, Reilly O'Brien, Ruckman of the mighty Adelaide Crows, as well as senior leaders from our Emergency Services Agency for this very exciting announcement. For the first time ever, the state government is partnering with the Adelaide Crows to deliver an emergency services round. This round will take this match will take place on June 10 here at Adelaide Oval against the West Coast Eagles. The reason I'm so excited about this is for a number of reasons. The first and foremost is that this is an enormously positive opportunity, and one that I'm so grateful for the Crows on leading on, to celebrate the work of our emergency services. Whether it be our firefighters, our emergency service workers, rescue from the SES, our country fire service volunteers, our police, the work that these frontline heroes do every day is something that our whole community is eternally grateful for. We've seen this year through the flood response just how well these agencies work together, and I'm very pleased that we can celebrate these agencies together. But this upcoming match, supported by the Crows here at Adelaide Oval, is also a fantastic opportunity to celebrate and highlight to the community just how there's a place in our emergency services for everybody. Whether it be choosing to volunteer your time to our SES or our CFS, or whether you choose an amazing career through the MFS or police, it is a great time to put your hand up to join one of our agencies. The third thing that we can do together is to really sing from the rafters our thanks. We know that our emergency services, our firefighters, our rescue personnel, our volunteers and our police are amongst the most highly respected individuals anywhere in our nation. Our population, our community looks to them for safety, looks to them for guidance, looks to them for care. And this opportunity is where we can all give back, all say thanks to our volunteers and staff, whilst enjoying a cracking game of football as well. I'll ask Tim Silvers to say a few words, and then Reilly O'Brien and Michael Morgan from the MFS on behalf of the agencies.
Thank you, Minister. As a footy club, we're really proud to partner with the Minister and the state government to deliver an emergency services round. This has been in discussions for the last 6 months, and we're proud to be able to celebrate what these people, these emergency services personnel, do in our community. It's a way for us to recognise and say thank you, deliver a wonderful footy game, and the opportunity for over 3,000 emergency services personnel and volunteers to come to the game. We can use this power of sport to recognise and celebrate these achievements. So, as I said before, I'm proud to be able to announce the emergency services match, round 13 versus West Coast. We're gonna activate this ground. We're gonna activate this site. We're gonna celebrate the achievements of these emergency services personnel, and we'd like to make this an annual match on the calendar.
A lot of people are saying Crows can finish top 4 in Christmas premierships. How do you feel about that?
Straight into footy. Look, what happened on the weekend was terrific for us as a footy club. We beat St Kilda, who were 6-2. We're really proud of the way we played. So we feel like we're in a good position. But the reality is we've won 5 games of 9, and we've won 1 of our last 3. So the media are talking us up. We're really confident internally, but we've got to be more consistent.
And on the emergency match, Hawthorn's been doing this for 4 years. What do you know about their model, and what has come from it? Has there been a better perception and more recruitment into the agencies?
Yeah, coming from the Hawthorn Footy Club gave me a terrific insight on what this match could deliver. The first and foremost, it was around celebrating the achievements. That these people and what they do, it's undersold in the community. So I thought this is a good way to shine a light on it and say thank you, first and foremost. And then when people see, people and the public see what these people do, it also gives the opportunity for recruitment down the track. So I suppose the spotlight and the thank you first and foremost, and then hopefully the flow-on effect is recruitment down the track.
And is it just incredible how you can use footy to acknowledge these kind of things?
Yeah, it is absolutely amazing. Being involved in the footy industry for 20 years, you take your job for granted, but the power of sport and the power of the brand you can utilise for good. So this is something that we've wanted to deliver, and we've been able to thank the state government for their support. And yeah, like I said before, we want to celebrate those emergency services personnel. They do wonderful things for the community. Let's show the rest of the state what they do.
What will it look like? So they'll be out on the field for the banner run. What other things will be involved?
Look, we've got a few tricks up our sleeves. We're not going to announce everything right now, but yeah, it is going to be all around match day activations. There'll be music, there'll be colour, there'll be volunteers on the ground, there'll be something in a southern plaza. Yeah, we want to do it really well, and like I said before, we want to make it an annual football match on the calendar. So we'll do it well in round 13, and then hopefully you'll see it continue in the future. Look, it's slow and steady. We feel like we've made some leaps and bounds over the last couple of years. I don't want to talk necessarily about the past. I want to talk about the future. So I think the future is bright. There's some great opportunities for us as a footy club. There's an opportunity for us to really challenge for success in the men's program. We've had a really successful women's program. So the brand of the club, I think, is growing, is strong. But we've still got to earn the pride and get the respect of the industry, and we feel that that's coming. Thanks, Michael.
Good morning, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be here this morning representing the emergency services sector in announcing the round of football recognising the emergency services workers in our state. It's very exciting that each agency, the Metropolitan Fire Service, Country Fire Service, State Emergency Service, Police, get an opportunity to come forward and be part of an event here on the Oval, to be recognised for the commitment and dedication of effort and volunteering and work that they do for the communities. The equipment that you see behind me will be here on the day. There'll be several locations around the Oval where each of the agencies will be represented, and we'll have trucks and equipment that the community members can be engaged in. Also, crews will be available to speak with community if people are interested in volunteering for our agencies or looking for a career as a firefighter. There will certainly be people here that will be available to communicate and engage with the members of the public.
Have you spoken to your counterparts in Victoria off the back of the Hawthorn round, and has it increased perceptions, and does it assist with recruitment, just being able to be so front-facing in a casual environment?
I have spoken to my colleagues in Victoria, and the event does raise that awareness around the commitment and dedication of our volunteers and paid staff throughout the state. It certainly does put a spotlight on the work that's done. Outside of emergencies, it's hard for people sometimes to associate the work that gets done. But the opportunity at the match is to promote each of the services and the agencies and the work they do, and it does inspire people to consider committing to those roles.
Yesterday we saw that there was the PFAS contamination payout. Is there a push in the state to investigate the health implications from PFAS? That was purely a land value payout. Is there a push to investigate the health implications and possibly push for a payout for those suffering?
I can't make comment on the last piece. As with yourselves and others, I became aware of the outcomes yesterday. It's a federal outcome affecting airports and the Air Force, or the Royal Australian Air Force. I can't make any further comment on that or any particular link to South Australia.
What about the fire stations, though? It was being used in local fire stations around?
Correct, yeah. Yes, from a South Australian Metropolitan Fire Service perspective, when we first became aware of the PFAS issue, we've done site testing at every station. We've done remediation of stations, remediation of fire appliances, and also we continue to do groundwater testing and monitoring all of our sites.
We saw that the Largsmore fire station was shut down over these concerns. We know that it spreads through groundwater. Are there fears for the community around these fire stations?
certainly that's part of what we're doing with the groundwater testing. With the Largs fire station that you asked of, we did close the station, and that was to remediate the station and the environment around it. Groundwater testing was done on a premises in the vicinity of the station with no identified PFAS, but that monitoring continues today.
Can you give any assurance to people living in and around fire stations that their kids can play in backyards, they can grow veggies, they can live a relatively normal life without concerns about this?
The challenge that we all face is that monitoring, and so what we will do is we'll continue to monitor to ensure that the best information we can is provided to neighbours or our firefighters and stations where we are located.
So just overall, is it safe to live near a fire station?
The indications we have from the results that we have today is not showing any levels of PFAS
In
above what would be normal, considered normal.
In what people are saying, is that your assurance to the community?
I can assure you that we will continue to test and do groundwater testing. If there are issues with Largs Station, for example, we did do groundwater testing and testing of properties in the vicinity of the station.
But based on what we know about... Cool. Just one more. Just
Sure.
what we know about PFAS currently, at the moment, it is safe to live around fire stations.
I'm not aware of any other indicators that would show otherwise. For the Metropolitan Fire Service, yes, we have just conducted a recruitment round. We'll be recruiting extensively over the next 3 to 5 years. We have an ageing profile of our workforce, so we expect to see a third of our workforce turned over in the next 3 to 5 years. So there'll be an extensive opportunity for recruitment into the future. Events like the football match certainly highlight the visual and encourage people to come and talk to firefighters. And we'll continue to look at how we recruit and the processes that we run. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Just from a player's point of view, I just wanted to say what a privilege it will be to be playing in this round. Just a small way of us recognising and saying thank you to the amazing work that all these guys do in the emergency services, in the SES, the CFS, MFS and SAPOL. So from a player's point of view, a real privilege, and it'd be awesome to have them out in the ground with us and doing things around the ground. So absolute privilege to play in it, and a great initiative by the club. So yeah, really excited for it, and hopefully we can get a big win on the day to celebrate the amazing work these guys do. I think, especially recently, the work the emergency services do in the community is fantastic. So just a small way of us being able to play and recognise that, I think that's absolutely awesome. So yeah, you certainly see a lot of the work they've done, more recently in SA with the floods up around the Murray and a lot of other incidents. It's awesome to be able to just recognise them and just play on the day, and hopefully get to meet a few and say thank you in person as well. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty clinical performance. I thought back at home it was a great win, and hopefully be able to continue winning, because if we play that footy every week, we should get the job done. So yeah, pretty proud of the performance and the way the group's going at the moment. I think probably, yeah, it was pretty complete performance in terms of 4 quarters, and offensively and defensively we're really strong across the board, and everyone's contributing in a really strong way at the moment. So got some good momentum and looking to get a big win in Ballarat this week. Cool. Thanks, guys.
One more for Tim Silvers, sorry, if we can just bring you back.
One thing I probably should add is just in terms of the details. There'll be an email that go out to all the different groups within the emergency services personnel this afternoon. It'll be a balloted process. You need to register your interest by the end of the week, and that all those people that also register their interest will be able to purchase discounted tickets on top of that. So I just think it's good to get that message out there so people know what to expect over the next hour or two.
This might be an obvious question, but do you plan to re-sign this morning?
Look, they've been in terrific form, both of them. They're stalwarts of the footy club, been in terrific form, which has been amazing for our footy club. So we've got the youth coming through, and we've got the older veterans playing really well. Like what we've done in previous years, it's probably something we haven't picked up and discussed with them at the minute. It's something that we pick up towards the back end of the year.
What are their indications? Do they look like they're hanging around?
Well, they're playing good footy. They're playing good footy, and they seem really motivated by the group and the direction we're heading.
How much of a credit is that to Rory that a lot of players when they tear an ACL, they say come back over never, but he clearly has.
Yeah, well, what I see with Rory is he's not just glass half full, he's glass overflowing. His positivity has been amazing throughout this whole process. He worked so hard last year to get himself really fit, and he's come back, threw himself into pre-season, and it's a credit to him how he's kept his body in check. The bash and crash style that he has, but he's still kept his body in check, and he's playing really good footy. He's just a professional athlete.